So I first met JR through Colonel Bruce.
JR? Kind of a role model. Really good guy.
Man, J.R. Williams, man.
JR. Williams?
J.R.
JR Williams.
J.R. Williams.
JR.
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 J.R.
I've known JR since we were like 7.
Man, J.R. Williams.
Careful, J.R. Careful. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
I didn't really know that I was going to be ridiculed so much for not playing a song from start to finish.
Oh, this is a video. Yeehaw, motherfuckers. We're in the bar.
It's high quality. You can tell it's good manure.
Instead of making money as a musician, my first show is going to end up costing me $36,000. I'm J.R. Williams, and I'm being sued by the township of Knotta City because they hired me to perform on the county square. And what had happened was I didn't play a whole song from start to finish. And they're saying I'm in breach of contract, and that's
While I can't say that JR did finish a song at that show, I can tell you that the portions of the song that he finished, he put his full heart and soul into. I can guarantee you that.
I tell you, it was heartbreaking. Watching him up there choking like that, like a goddamn idiot.
So today it's going to be a little interesting. I had gotten the call last night. We had somebody drop off his schedule, and so I had gotten the call last night, and I said, you know what? We all got YouTube, right? We all got Google, right? So, yes, Google, all right, that's what I'm talking about. So I Googled a couple chords, and we are here, and we're gonna play them.
do you know that guitar player who you had seen at the local downtown county get down performing on the bed of a fifth wheel trailer? And you were like, why is this guy on a stage that's that nice? Like that one dude, like that one dude you grew up with that won't let nothing other than Ham's beer touch his gullet. The guy that everyone kind of avoids because they always hear the same story over and over. Yeah, well that's me. I'm J.R. Williams. I'm your average good old boy from Knotta City, Missouri. One grandpa started this manure farm over 75 years ago, and my other grandpa was a naval officer. And I'm still trying to figure out, why he took belly buttons so seriously. Now, I've been a manure farmer all my life, but if you actually took the time to get to know me, you'd figure out that I'm more than just a craft farmer. I'm a craft artist.
What's up, YouTube? You're not going to want to skip this one because I'm going to be teaching you today my 5 top secrets on how to make multiple to-do lists inside of another to-do list and how you can continue to do that over and over so that you don't get anything done.
Okay, well, y'all really want to do this? You really want to do this? After all that we just smoked, man, you serious?
Well, it sounds to me like he may have experienced a bit of a injury during a really critical time in his identity development, in which his brother, this person who was a mentor, a friend, somebody he was supposed to be able to really trust, betrayed him. And in a way that was integral to this identity that he was forming. You know, and when we're young, you're just egocentric enough to believe that you're gonna be extra special, that you are the prodigy. So to have that really pulled away from him when it was actually close, and then watch his brother get to act down his dream, can be really to someone's identity and create long-term negative impacts.
Where should I start? I met JR a little later in life. And ever since then, he's just been all gummed up inside. Can't even play a whole show, can't even play a whole song. Ever since all that happened back in the day with his brother LA, it's been nothing but trouble.
Yeah, JR, that's LA's little brother, right?
LA's little brother, right? LA's little brother, right?
Country County Showdown. He's a little kid, I remember him. He hell of a songwriter. Grew up with him. We were good friends. Birthday parties and stuff like that. He could write a hell of a song though. I haven't seen him in a long time, but last time I saw him, I know he's been real sour about something. Couldn't tell you what though.
How am I going to pay this $36,000 that they're claiming that I have when I don't have any of it? I'm a broke musician. I never had that. That money never went to me, and all they're doing is suing me because I didn't compile with the small obligation of a little sentence on a piece of paper. And they know that's going to run me dry. And maybe they're going to do it to book a big artist or something. I don't know. I hope not. That would be pitiful. I'll be sour about that for years to come. I don't know. I guess it all goes back to, you know, it all goes back to when I was 7. It all goes back to when I was 7 years old and I was at the county fair, and I had on a blue shirt just like this, near same. It's my favorite shirt, and I was playing songs, you know. I was playing the songs that I knew. I was playing the songs that came from my heart that I wrote. And I didn't know it was gonna, at that time I didn't know, you know. Now, I mean, it's obvious. But at that time I had no clue that it was gonna seriously ruin my whole life. How can doing well at a fair ruin your whole life? How can it? If you do good or if you do well or whatever, you're supposed to get rewarded. You're not supposed to get on in the mouth. That's fucking disgusting. This is where, well, it was about 20 some odd years ago today. And well, this is where it started at. This is when I was 7. We were here performing at the County Country Showdown Shindig, and I did good. And some people get jealous when people do good, and this is just where that started at. And as much as I love that day, I just know that it could have gone different. And I do want to play here again someday. It would be cool to do like a one of those big like reunion shows with like, I don't know, fireworks and fucking fireworks, flames, big light show. I don't know, maybe some chicks. cool stuff like that. Maybe we could do a reunion show here, that'd be nice. But other than that, this is just where it started, and we all used to gather here. It was the...
Imagine owning JR's greatest hits of all time, sang by the voice of our generation himself, in a once-in-a-lifetime collection. Super Duper Big Deal presents J.R. Williams' greatest hits, all the hits, only the hits, Volume 1. Biting my fingernails off since before I knew how old I was.
Biting my fingernails off since I was before I was remember how.
So head on over now to www.therealjrwilliams.com to get the best of J.R. Williams' greatest hits, all the hits, only the hits, Volume 1. Now remember, enter your email, it's free.
County Country Showdown, and we would, cotton candy, kids running around, food vendors, tents, lots of music from around. And we were young, and I don't know, it was a different time back then.
If left untreated, trauma stays with you for your entire life. So if nobody saw this, and then later he becomes jealous, he starts acting out, we're gonna see him as a bad kid and miss that he was actually in a lot of pain. So he never got that pain soothed, he never got that pain healed. So yeah, it would make sense to me that it would continue for 20 years and perhaps even fester, get worse.
Is this good? Let me move over a little bit. All right. How did I meet JR? Must have been 96, 97. We were at the old Rack and Sack down in the corner store there, and typical Friday night, I was chasing skirts, and little JR comes walking by, and he says, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Look like I'm doing. I'm chasing skirts, man. Beat it." But we ended up chasing skirts together, and it was actually pretty fun. Long time friendship after that, Craziest story involving JR? I got one for you. We're about 5 locos deep. Decided to do a little cow tipping. Went to old Boo Radley's farm down the street. Tipped over a cow. And then something hit JR in the face. And that's when we realized, damn, that cow's got a boner. Tip him over and it just slapped him in the face. I'll never forget that, man. That was beautiful.
Woman? Hush. Hello there. Nathaniel Parcell here. I first met JR in 2011 on the cusp of the great manure boom of 2011. I was working as a manure procurer, and word was JR farmed the most mediocre manure money could buy. After speaking with him on the telephone, I met him on the farm to procure my manure. Now, I was so blown away by that man's most mediocre manure that I kept some in a jar. This jar. You open it up. Yep. Still smells like the first day I got it. Thank you, JR.
So there I am, trying my hardest, doing my best. I didn't know it was going to lead to all this. I didn't know it was going to turn out like this. I didn't want it to happen like this, and I just hope that he didn't want it to happen like this either. Because honestly, what's been done is beyond my control, beyond anything I could imagine, beyond... I can't believe it. I seriously can't. I can't believe my brother stole my life, my fortune, and my fame.
Do you really believe that your brother stole your life, your fortune, and your fame?
Yes. I do believe that. As a matter of fact, that's why I said it just right before you asked it.
And you know, I've never been much of a naysayer. I always try to go with the flow.
Alright. We're gonna do it.
But when your brother betrays you at 7, then you shovel your whole life. Then you get sued for what you thought was doing a good job of entertainment. You kind of start to think the world's out to get you. And you can't blame me, because when everything's out to get me, I'm the victim.
Hey everybody, JR here. I just want to tell you I'm playing my first show today. 3 p.m. It's going to be downtown Knotta City, Missouri, and near the courthouse. So hope to see you there. Thanks, bye.
How we doing? Nice. I hear somebody out there. Where's the rest
You know, I hadn't played a show in over 20 years.
I had gotten
They called me the night before because someone had dropped off the schedule. And I just said yes. Of course. But then it dawned on me. I don't know any songs. And I haven't written a song since LA Stole My Songbook back in 2000. I haven't even been able to do lyrics or nothing. So I did what any 28-year-old would do in 2020, and I googled some chords. I googled some lyrics and stuff too, and oh, I was set. I was ready to go. So we did the set. It was kind of during a car show, so it was, you know, it was an okay response. And I was at the bar, you know, celebrating all night, getting down to some pool, and that's when crap really hit the fan.
Were you even there?
I'm not there, man. I wasn't there. Where do I look? I look here. I look over here.
So much for the whole celebrating thing, you know.
Concert that happened the other day.
Oh, can I? It was pitiful. Poor soul couldn't even finish the song. Not one. Left all of us out there hanging. Brought a tear to my eye, honestly.
Were you at the show the other day?
Yeah, I was there. I was there, but I missed him play.
So you didn't even see JR play his show?
Nah, but he's good though.
Alright, hey. All I can say is that JR really knows his shit. And he's got some good shit. So, where is he now?
Well, he's kind of in some trouble, and he's got a lawsuit that is might cost him $36,000.
Well, he better get it together. That's all I gotta say.
What did you think of it?
Yeah, I was there. You ever heard that saying? Sun does shine on the dogs some days.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of those days.
Yeah, he's kind of in a tough spot. I was just wondering, were you at the concert the other day?
I was, and I was pretty drunk. I was back there in the high dollar seats about 43 rows back, you know, and I was sipping on PBR, and I said, this is JR's moment. I said, maybe he's gonna shine. Maybe he's gonna stop being such a little bitch. And it was a shitty deal. I mean, he got about halfway through that song, and he just kind of quit. Just threw his hands in the air. It's the same thing he's been doing for the last fucking 20 years. Just threw it up and just gave up. $36,000 is gonna ruin that boy. His trailer ain't worth $36,000. His sheep, his cat, that sofa that he stole off the side of the road. But I think he deserves every damn bit of it just for being a pussy. He's a waste of fucking air. I mean, there's all this air out here and he gets to breathe mine. I mean, I work hard every day. Every single day. Wake up, put a good dip in, crack a cold PBR, and I fucking face the day. So whatever comes to JR comes to JR.
Do you know J.R. Williams?
Hey, Sheriff, which Skinner song you trying to hear?
I'd smell.
What'd you say?
Do you know J.R. Williams?
Who?
J.R. Williams.
Yeah. Let me slip my wife.
Where should I start? I met JR a little later in life.
Hang out a while with us, because up next, you're going to get to meet my friend Randall. And he's got more on the story than anybody else could.
From inside the media machine that is Super Duper Big Deal Productions, we just want to say... thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Well, welcome back from the break, everybody. I'm glad you're still here with us watching Crap Artist. Up next, you're going to meet my friend Randall, but in turn, you're going to meet our friend William Bernard Okalaski. Now, he is a documentarian, but not your ordinary documentarian. Now, I first met him on Life is a Trip, which is a show on YouTube, and he came to Knotta City, and he happened to show up the day everything went down, so he insisted that he interview all my friends and get all up in their business. So, yeah, without further ado, here is the next part.
J.R.'s been but this guy, he's been working for the city. He said, how, wait, what the okay, this guy seems a little crazy. All right, let's see what. Okay, so we got everything ready. Oh, son! Hey! Hey, Will, Randall, get on in. I've been expecting you. All right, I'm gonna have to hook this up to your face. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. Do you have a water? You have a water or something?
I ain't got no water except for in the house. Just gonna have to wait. Pond over there. All right. How you do this thing? How you do it?
And meet my friend Randall. He's been there since day one for me. Hell, maybe even day 0.
Okay. Watch out for the beast now. Get yourself situated. We're going around. It's my biggest fan right there.
And this is Steve. He doesn't even have a last name. But he's like the Reddit and the Wikipedia of Knotta City. He literally knows everyone and everything about the town.
So,
So you've known Jay mostly all his life, is that right?
I'd say near every day of it. I remember growing up, JR was tough as nails. I mean, ghosts sit around the campfires telling JR stories. JR was so tough until he was about 7 that he could make onions cry. It was said by his parents he might be tougher than John Wayne's boots. I mean, I don't know, but we was about 7 years old, and one day I just got to noticing, man, he's being off a little right now. I kind of went up to him and asked him, I said, what's going on? And he said, well, my brother stole all my dang songs, and he'd always planned on dropping a mixtape when he was older and driving a Cutlass and getting all this snorting and everything. But when he was 7, all of a sudden the dream kind of quit, and he just got stuck with mediocrity. I mean, somebody had a fucking poster on his wall that said, celery, it is what you eat. I said, what's going on with you, man? And as we got older, I mean, he didn't have no interest in he didn't have no interest in going to the sale barn. And I mean, if you ain't got no interest in going to the sale barn, there ain't a whole lot to do around this here town. I mean, basically it was construction, getting and going to the sale barn. And I mean, those are about your 3 choices. I guess you could join the military if you're a complete and total retard, which is what I did, vote for me. But anyhow, I remember we was probably 10 or 13, we might have been 13 years old, and we sneaking some PBRs out of our dad's cooler and went over to the sale barn, and I said, boy, it's an awful good looking set of heifers. You ought to buy them, JR, because I knew he had money in the bank because he'd been shoveling, every single day, and it was just kind of a deal. I mean, he could literally go in a patch of roses and coming out smelling like he's just one of them things. But I said, y'all buy that set of heifers right there. I said, that'd be good. And I said, they're real big. And next thing I know, he's like, oh, I just can't do it. I can't do it. The bank's on me hard. And I said, you're being an awful big right now. And I went and got him a tube of Vagisil out of my mom's purse. Sometimes I use it for other things, if you know what
And so, Peaches, can you tell us about the first time you met J.R. Williams?
The first time? We met in Ocean City, Maryland. We were working, I was working at a Western theme park. We had this other kid, didn't know how to work a shovel, and JR come in there and he picked up poop real good. I was probably 19. I don't know, he was pretty young. But we kind of, people thought we looked like brothers. I guess that's why I got the gig.
Good, and so that's the first time you met him, and then we see that you're his go-to guy for being a stunt double. So how did that come about?
We just, like I said, he said people kept thinking we were brothers, and I guess I had talked to him in a long time, and he called me up and asked me if I wanted the job. I thought it was pretty cool. It doesn't take much. I mean,
so I see you dressed like him, and we didn't ask you to do that, but I was just wondering, what's the reason?
I do it all the time. I stay in character. I mean, I take this job pretty serious, and I mean, he could call me any second. I stay like this, and I am like JR, or I try to be anyway. He's kind of a role model, really good guy.
If there's one thing you could tell JR right now, what would it be?
I'm ready. Give me a call.
Oh, how you first met J.R. Williams.
Well, my name is The Bus, and I am originally from Knotta City, Missouri, and I am now based in LA. The first time I met JR, he came into a recording studio that I was mopping floors for, and I was just making coffee and stuff like that, and we kind of just started bonding over, being close to the same age, so I met him at the recording studio, and I was just, cleaning up, and he was getting done, and we went down to the creek and we were just writing songs. He was singing about Sally Susan Sanders, one of the most beautiful girls at the Rodeo Clown School. And yeah, one of the songs that I really connected to was Butterman. And you know, it was just such a great song, and I really connected to it.
No, I think you mean Better Man.
What's that?
The song is called Better Man.
It's Better Man?
Yeah, not Butterman, Better Man.
Better Man.
Better Man. Yeah, not Butterman.
Yeah, the song makes so much more sense.
I'm a better man. I'm a better man today than I have been before today, 'cause I'm a better man today.
So I ended up linking him up with my Uncle Cleftus, and he got on the morning show, and you know, that kind of started kicking things off for him around town.
I'm headed to be on Cleftus in the morning. I've been wanting to do this since I was really young. Yeah.
Jesus may have left us. Thank God we got Cleftus. In the morning.
Well, turns out when fire catches fire, she keeps on catching. Before long, our story had went from local to regional to a national level. Before I could even say, "Got lawsuit, slow your roll." This was a fence post and a half up my ass, and I'm having to dig it out myself. Ever since Channel 6 picked it up, everyone started to come forward with their stories about me.
So I first met JR through Colonel Bruce. And you know, when you meet people through the Colonel, they're kind of out there. A lot of times you don't know what to think. And, but still, like, they could be legit, you know? So I give everybody a chance. And JR was definitely one of these characters I could tell right away. I was like, oh, here we go. And anyway, Bruce wanted him to sit in, so I sent him one of my songs. And he was learning it, and later on, we were checking the chords and stuff, and he showed me this chord. He goes, "Is that chord right?" And I was like, "Well, no, it's not, but actually, it does work perfectly for that chord, like that fingering, and it's like really symmetrical and stuff too." And I was like, I can't believe I didn't see this before, you know? And I'm like, wow, this guy just showed me a new chord for one of my own songs that it kind of was funny, you know? So I thought, all right, Colonel was right again, you know? So that's my JR story.
Well, God, another J.R. Williams show here at the Spirit of the Swanee. I can't even tell you how much I love J.R. Williams and his music. Since he started playing here just a few years ago, our crowds have enjoyed him and have demanded him on social media and private messages, and you know, he's become a Spirit of the Swanee favorite, a favorite of our audience, of our staff. You know, the way that he interacts with everybody, the way his kindness to the staff, and I just can't say enough about J.R. Williams. And we can't wait to have him back here at the Spirit of the Swanee. You know, the future is so bright, and we want a little piece of that. You know?
Man, J.R. Williams, man. That was a bad dude. I remember he could write his butt off, man. And the way he would do his rhythm, man. He tried to show me some stuff, and I had to really turn my head. JR, you really know what you're doing? It was one time we was in the studio. He's like, I got this idea, man, for this groove. And I said, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. And it started to work. I said, what is in your brain? Dude is cold.
Do I know JR Williams? I sure do. As a matter of fact, first time I met JR was in Dallas. He had come up from Austin. We were in Dallas, Texas. It was 93, 94. We were in a little, no need to fuss about the details. We were in this little honky-tonk bar somewhere on the outskirts of Dallas, and he sits next to me at the bar and say howdy to him. He looks at the bartender and says, "Ma'am, could I get a glass of milk?" I'm thinking, "Does who? He can't be serious. He can't really want a glass of milk." Friday night, and I don't think JR was drinking at the time, so lo and behold, she takes his little blue cup. He brought his own cup, brings it in the back, comes back out, and not only did she bring him milk, she brought him warm milk.
I love JR. I haven't seen him in so long. You know, he and his family had a place in Georgia, so they would come down. And one year he came back, and I hadn't seen him for the whole year, and he had this humongous cowboy hat on, big belt buckle on. He'd gotten into this country and western thing, and boy, he could write a song about anything. That's the truth. He wrote a song about cow manure once. It made me cry for days. I mean, it made me weep. That's a true crap artist. Can't wait to see you again, brother. Can't wait to see you.
Now, I'm not used to this kind of attention, so you can only imagine what I'm going through right now.
Yeah, I gave you my perspective. Trash. Whole thing was trash. I don't even know how that guy can consider himself an artist.
So we've got this lawsuit that has been building and building around the country. The desperate attempt to sue the artist known as J.R. Williams from Knotta City, Missouri has caught fire rapidly, and everyone's talking about it. So we've got Mayor Matt here from Knotta City to give us a little scoop on what's going on. So Matt, can you kind of tell us what's going on in your town?
Yeah, absolutely. Mayor Matt here, Knotta City. You know, there are a lot of things going on here in Knotta City. And, you know, I know we've been getting a lot of attention for what's going on with this J.R. Williams case. I just want to say, you know, right up front, there are a lot of other great things going on. The Pumpkin Festival is happening as we speak right now. And that's going on here, and people are having a great time there. And even with this J.R. Williams lawsuit and what's going on with Mallory and the Events Council, which I don't take a side, all right, and be clear about that. I just want to say that while that stuff is going on, while we're getting attention, there are other great things going on here. Lots of great eating establishments that are here that are just going, you know, a lot of great business owners. So the JR, you know, issue is not the only thing happening here, although he is a friend of mine, and I, you know, I do consider him, you know, a friend.
Awesome. So the people out there are really just trying to figure out. We've actually got a poll going online right now. I want to know, if you were to pick a side, which side would that be?
Well, you know, as the mayor of Knotta City, I don't take sides, right? I mean, I've known J.R. Williams for many years. known Miss Mallory with the Events Council for many years, and I see the point of both sides there, right? But I do know JR. I know that he would never deliberately do something that would make it that would breach a contract or that would make it a bad event. And I know at the Knotta City downtown Get Down, people didn't exactly get what they were expecting from J.R. Williams. I think the lawsuit was specifically because he didn't finish a song from start to finish. And, I don't know if that's a crime or not, but apparently that was what those people that hired him wanted, right? So there are two sides to that. As the mayor, I cannot take a side.
Hey, JR, keep doing what you're doing, man. We love you, bro. We got your back down here. It's beautiful. What you're doing is a beautiful thing. You sending this into JR? JR, we got your boy Will down here. This boy wilding out, boy. For real though, we love JR down here. We love JR.
Yeah, I first met JR through a Craigslist post. There was a band needing their Ronnie Van Zant for a Leonard Skinner tribute. And JR insisted, he's like, hey man, I used to rap with that band and everything, dude. And we were like, all right, man, we'll come through. That seems like a good fit. We got a legit dude here. And he showed up and he didn't have a guitar or a microphone or anything. And every time we'd start a song, he wouldn't sing. And we were like, hey man, you know this one, right? And he'd be like, yeah, dude, I know this one, dude. And then he just still wouldn't sing. And he would even ask us for songs. He'd be like, come on, man, y'all know that Give Me Back My Bullets, right? And we'd be like, yeah, we know that. And then we'd start, go, 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 go. And he wouldn't sing. And he just grabbed a pack of Ham's beer and walked out. And I still don't, that show ended up never happening and we never saw him again. But hearing him these stories now, I'm not surprised. Yeah, JR needs to get it together, man.
JR is actually my second cousin, 3 times removed now.
Whew! The craziest JR story? Oh, excuse me. It's 9 a.m. over here. Now, that craziest story would have to be the time I got stuck on his farm in the mud manure. Now, that's procure lingo for mud and manure. Keep up. I was madder than a wet hen, but JR kept his cool. And next thing I know, here he come, riding in on a herd of cattle, and he pulled my truck right out. Like it wasn't no thing. And by the time we were done, his gam even baked me a plate of cookies for the road. And they were good too. Good. It's good manure. It's good manure.
This is my room, even though you've already seen it because you set up all of your bullshit in here. This is it. This is where I play drums. This is where I stack my hams boxes. This is where you're having me shoot this. And yes, I didn't really clean up because I don't know, but check this out. Ow, you gotta watch the belt buckle. If you could, man, just get a couple shots of me gazing at it. Yeah, man, it's I've had this thing, I've been putting it together. I'd say it's one of those like passion projects, and also it's one of those just kind of start from scratch projects. We've had it for about 20 years now. We are almost getting on we're done with demolition almost. I don't know, but I'm hoping one day I can move out, live in this thing. Ellen Dan, you know, it's quite a piece actually, and to be honest, come take a look, come with me here. See that there on the, isn't that nice? That, yeah, right there. That kind of curtain stuff, that's real nice, I always thought. It's just, yeah, look at it, get up in there. You know? Check out the horn, check out my horn up there. Can you see it? Over here. See, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Sucker's hilarious. Sucker's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, plan on maybe doing sexes in there and stuff, so can't wait.
What you want to talk about, Will?
Well,
we're gonna go see the property.
I really just want to know who is JR to you?
JR's my best friend, I tell you. He's been my best friend for a long time. He's always singing them songs. He's pretty good at it. He ain't as good as his brother, LA, of course, but you know, it's. You see this land? Let me tell you something about JR. Listen. You think I got this land by sitting and writing songs with my friends and doodling? No, hard work. JR don't know nothing about no hard work. I love the goddamn boy, but
I don't have a seat yet, so I kind of just sit over here. Some people have it. And it's like, or like if it's like playing like a slow song, you know, it's kind of more like. But it's, oh my God, it's uncomfortable because I'm sitting on the corner of this thing and it's nearly sticking up my. One day I want to get a drum seat. One of my pride and joys here. You know, people just listen to Spotify. They don't get to touch any knobs like this anymore. And it's like, see all the knobs? So that's pretty cool. I'm going to get a cymbal for this. Really yet. This isn't really what it's supposed to be like. If you've ever seen a drum set, I've been practicing a lot. I've been playing in the morning and I've been uploading it to the YouTube. And I thought maybe I could, I don't know. I thought maybe I could be the entertainer, you know. Maybe I could entertain somebody. Maybe I could give them a smile or maybe a little laughter during this. I mean, crap. It's been crazy. Well, I guess, I don't know. It was my first show. You know, it was. Am I supposed to look at the camera or am I supposed to look at you? Okay, so if it's like super, okay. Mainly you? Okay. Well, I don't know where to begin, really.
I think JR might have it. I don't think the boy applies himself like he could, like he should, I say. But that's neither here nor there. See, it all happened when that guy Festy played, couldn't even finish a goddamn song. Oh, sorry there, Will.
It's okay, yeah.
Watch out, beast. See, that's a tree right there. You gotta be careful with them. They get in the way. Jumped out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe next time, if y'all come, we'll be able to get up in get up on into a song.
I guess we could begin where, you know, I started playing guitar right here in this room. And I played it, and I like to play it, and I like to talk, and I like to tell stories, and I didn't think it was gonna do no wrong to anybody.
So, were you at the show on the square?
Yeah, but I didn't really know what was going on.
It was my first show, and I took a chance. And it really came back to bite me, I'll tell you that.
Hey everybody, JR here. I just want to tell you I'm playing my first show today. 3 p.m. It's going to be downtown Knotta City, Missouri, and near the courthouse. So hope to see you there. Thanks, bye.
I thought everything was good to go. And then before you know it, it's just crap. I mean, I had only found out it was 24 hours notice. That's all I had anyway. And man, I just don't really know what to say. I don't. It's like I just wanted to make people smile, and instead I did, and now instead of making money as a musician, my first show is going to end up costing me $36,000. Well, as long as there's a little space on this side, a little space on that side. Yeah, there you go. Well, this is where it all kind of went wrong, if I do say so.
Catch 'em if you got 'em, right? Where can we watch the dang movie without farts? Why do you want it without farts, brother?
Well, here's the deal. Let me explain that a little bit. So, Super Duper Big Deal decided that we had to do a censored version of the movie, and
censor this.
Yeah. But so what happened was, instead of doing bleeps, I just ask all my friends. I said, submit your farts. People have been sending me farts all week, and
got any ideas you come up with?
I just.
All right. Let's get
So
to another
to answer
question.
that, you can go to superduperbigdeal.com/crapartist, and you can buy the uncensored version along with all the bonus footage. That's what they told me. So.
With or without the farts?
Yeah, without the farts.
I did think that I did do my part when I was put here to entertain. I thought I did my part. People were laughing. People were smiling. People were raving up the... Oh, hey! Look at this. Hey, look at this whip right here, man. Holy... I know them. They're good friends of mine. But, honestly, I didn't think that everybody was really going to, tear me apart like that. But really what had happened was they didn't like the fact that I didn't finish the song, so everybody from Knotta City was just straight up not even giving me the time of day. You come here, you entertain for free, and then all of a sudden you owe them $36,000. And I did it, and that's just what happened. And so here we are, and I just wanted to bring you here and show you that it was right over there on the other side of the thing over there. That's where I did it, and that's all. I don't really want to be here anymore, so. And I can't do that. Let's leave. How am I supposed to do that? I'm a musician. All my gigs are canceled. Well, that was my first one, but I know I can't get any. And that's not just my self-doubt at all. That's not me just saying that on this, because you have cameras here or whatever. That's for real. There's no way that I'm going to really become the entertainer I want to be. And I don't know, until this case is settled, we're straight up. Honestly, we're straight up sideways twice over.
Oh man, she's cool. I like her. I really enjoyed that part because she's beautiful. And who was the lady?
I'm here to become the biggest country star the world has ever known, and I want to do it through truth, honesty, and storytelling. And apparently, that's just not going to work because I'm getting sued for $36,000 just because I didn't play a song from start to finish at the local county square get down.
$36,000 is going to ruin that boy.
I was there. I didn't really understand the full gravity of what was going on.
Well, no, you ain't gonna understand. You're from the goddamn city, aren't you, Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you city boys don't understand a lot now, do you?
Not really.
Proving my goddamn point there, Will.
Yeah.
That is just like how my set started off. Who's with me on that? Who's here for the car show? Okay, we got a couple. Pretty soon we're going to get up on into a song, but first, I want to get to know you guys a little bit because we've all been apart. We need to be together. That's kind of the point of this.
He's a good boy. Just needs to apply himself is what he needs to do. Look at that. Look at that. You see that beautiful? It's all mine. It's all mine. It's all mine. It's all mine. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You see that beautiful? It's all mine. It's all mine. It's all mine. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. I haven't done a single doodle in my life. Look at this.
What's that have to do with what?
Oh, some people appreciate the arts, and some people just are realist. If you like that kind of word, I'm what they call a realist. I got a job and I got a house.
But at that time, I had no clue that it was gonna seriously ruin my whole life.
Okay, so to be honest, everybody's kind of lost as to what really happened on this when JR was 7 years old at the County Country Showdown.
Well,
do you know?
I tell you, JR never told me completely, but I know his goddamn brother. It just ain't been right between them two, and I think that's something that they need to figure out. God damn it, that's what's wrong with the world today.
Right on, right on. Now, did you ever meet L.A., his older brother?
Yeah, I met him. Superior in every single way. Yeah, I mean, he stole his brother's mixtape, but we need to move past that. We're 20 years past the fact that he's taller, faster, stronger, better looking. I mean, he'll go down on a girl for 45 minutes at a time. He's a giver. He'll help a whole lady cross the street and then eat her too. I mean, the dude's just a straight up giver. You can't beat him at Kroger's.
I can't believe it. I seriously can't. I can't believe my brother stole my life, my fortune, and my fame. I can't believe my brother stole my life, my fortune, and my fame.
I think JR needs some guidance, and I think there needs to be some light shown on the things that happen to him and that affect him now. And, you know, he really doesn't talk about it because he's that kind of person, but...
Somehow, I'll put all the crap, all the bull behind us. And I just, you know.
I'm joking, I just make jokes every once in a while.
What? Kenny scared me, to be honest.
You think that's scary?
It's too obvious. I can't. I just. It's tearing me apart to see it. It's tearing me apart to see things be torn apart. And it's tearing me apart to not see those things even have a chance of coming back together again. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be. I mean, conflab it. There's technologies out there, all kinds. There's all kinds of technologies out there. Why can't someone come up with a way to bring it back together? I imagine a life playing together. I imagine a life of happiness, joy, togetherness. I imagine it and I see it.
You know you want to.
See this? This is what hard work gets you. I was tending the farm since I was 7 years old. Daddy would smack me upside the head and say, go pick them beans.
Now, even though everyone and their grandma's stepchild has heard about this story, I was a little behind on the times since I don't exactly have internet at my place. However, to catch me up was my friend Matt. You might remember him from that news thing I literally just showed you.
So what you're telling me is that what Mallory and what this event council's lawsuit against you is not really what it's about. It's not really about finishing a song, but this is actually, in your words, some kind of personal vendetta that Mallory has against you and a secret love that she has for your brother. Is that kind of what you're
Yes, that is exactly straight. Because everybody knows, since I think it was homecoming back in the day, it was homecoming, but we were in middle school. LA was in high school. And she saw him up there, obviously on the podium, because he's bigger and better at everything. And she fell for him when he was playing my songs. And I think that really what's going on here is that she is suing me because she wants to bring him back to try to win him over, even though she's married. And I think she's using her husband or boyfriend, whatever that dude is that's with her. He's a lawyer, and she's using him to get another guy here, which I don't think's right. And honestly, it sounds more like a reality TV show to me.
And I don't know if that's the kind of thing we want in Knotta City. I think you should exile it. And oh, my vinyls. Oh my god. Oh, let's see what we got. Classic. Don't know who you are if you don't know what this is. Songs in Key of Life. Oh, would you know? Looky there. I don't even know what that is. Holy shit. What is this? Trackability test record. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, exactly. Check this out. We got Wayne Henderson on trombone on this one. I mean, come on. And yeah, I got records. I got vinyls. I got stuff. Really. This is goodest. This is the goodest thing right there. It's my most prized drum. It is from before it was Ludwig, from a long time ago. From Grandpappy's. Grandpappy had passed it down, and that's what we got. And I actually walked away with quite a steal. It was like $125. I just got this new. Check out this amp. Get close up on this. Really, just whatever. That amplifier right there, I used at the concert actually downtown Knotta City, and I had used it at the concert, and despite all of the bad things that happened that day, I still really liked that amplifier. I got more record. That's Pacifico bottle. I usually move with. I take all my empty alcohol bottles with me everywhere I move. I put them right back up, somewhere. It's just, I don't know. Check out there. Zoom in over here if you can. We got the Dale Jr. Commemorative Budweiser can. Never been opened, never will be opened, and you can count on that in a stereo there. That's where I listen to Cleptus in the morning, every morning. God, if you know who you are. We got more records, flowers. We got like lava lamps. Fortunately, that one's not on right now. I'll tell you about this thing. Here's a washboard. Now get a close up on that. That sunbuck's worn down. That sunbuck's worn to the brim. It's like worn like scrim damn solid because you can look at that shit. It's bucked up, man. I actually played a big washboard solo in front of 3,000 people with this thing, and I had everybody up off their seats. We were all hooting and hollering, and folks, that's no joke. These things can do more than you think if whatever, as long as you stay in key or whatever. And really, that's it. I do have these Christmas lights. I don't really take them down because I kind of just like it. TV tubes going out, so everything looks super green. Not really my favorite thing, but yeah, that's it. That's my room. You think is that going to be good enough? I don't know. That's all I got, really. That's all I got. That's it.
Imagine owning JR's greatest hits of all time, sang by the voice of our generation himself, in a once-in-a-lifetime collection. Super Duper Big Deal presents J.R. Williams' Greatest Hits, all the hits, only the hits, Volume 1. 36 beautiful songs, demos of never before released material, only available on this release, featuring songs like I've been biting my fingernails off since before I knew how old I was.
Biting my fingernails off since I was before I was. Remember how old I was had been. My whole.
Also featuring songs like I do this for you, not me.
I'm here for y'all, not me. I'm here for y'all, not me. I'm here for y'all, not me.
Not to mention everybody's favorite hit, Crispy Beans.
Crispy beans on my grill. Crispy beans on my grill.
With never before heard reprises of many of these songs, as well as an authentic look at the songwriting process.
Well, how do you like your beans?
Remember, this is the f***ing voice of our generation, J.R. Williams.
Medium well, or what are we talking here? You like crisp edge, smooth inside?
Get the entire 36 song collection for completely free right now, available only to you. Go ahead and head on over to therealjrwilliams.com.
So head on over now to www.therealjrwilliams.com to get the best of J.R. Williams' greatest hits, all the hits, only the hits, Volume 1. Now remember, enter your email, it's free.
But yeah, I hope one day that he makes a comeback, and I'd be willing to work with him and, you know, get him going over on this coast, and I hope one day, you know, he reaches out.